creative friends, welcome to my channel, and in this video I'm going to talk about my wheat mill. I have the NutriMill brand. There's a bunch of different ones, but one of my subscribers noticed this and said she has the same one and has never used it, so she asked me if I would tell a little bit about it, and I'll be happy to do that because I love this. I have had this for probably, I don't know, 10 years, maybe 10 or more. Anyway, I love it, and I'll tell you a couple things about it. First of all, this is not a wheat grinder. I got wheat flour on there. It's not a wheat grinder. It's an impact mill. And inside of this is what they have, what they call an impact chamber. And it looks like that. See those little doodads? Those two things fit together, and those little fingers kind of go in around each other like this. As the wheat falls through it, it impacts it. It basically beats it up instead of grinding it up. One of the reasons I like that is because the grinding creates more heat than the impact mill. So it's better as far as nutrition goes, having this impact mill. So if you didn't know, now you do. The other thing is when this comes, this top part, there's like a ring. I can't take it off right now. Anyway, yeah, there it is. So it comes without this ring on the top, which is on there. I put it on. But you can kind of see the line right there. This piece is not on it, so it seems shorter, and you put this piece on here. And then I actually went inside the book, and there's a page that tells you what you can and cannot grind with it, and I took that and I cut it out and put it inside of there so that I can see what I can and cannot grind. Now the cool thing is you can fill this whole thing with wheat berries and let it sit there. You don't have to completely finish before you turn it off and turn it on. It can turn off and on with in the middle of grinding, and the reason it can do that is because there's nothing in the middle of those, there's no grinding that happens, so there's nothing in there to get sticky. It literally will stop, and then it'll pick up the impact, I guess you'd call it. So anyway, I like that. I like the controls on the front. I had to put it has motor. And so I actually put these little things, like this is fine breads if this little wheel is all the way over. And it can go all the way to coarse meals. The motor is faster if you want it flour and slower if you want it more coarse. So the more turned over to the right these are, the coarser your flours will be. Turn to the left, the more to the left that they are, the finer your flours will be. I like it because the cord, this is all one piece. And the cord can be put inside of there, so it's not, I don't pull it out all the time. I only use it when I'm grinding wheat. And I'll show you a little trick on this. There's some kind of cool accessories that go with it. You can get a doodad. Let me show you. This thing, a flour bagger. You can get that to put there and put your bags in it, and that way you can just seal them up and put them in the freezer, which is awesome. You can get different accessories that I like. I don't have any of them, but they're cool. But then here, this is where your your flour goes, and I don't remember the exact amount, but it's a lot. Like, you can grind a lot of flour in here, and you can fill this up and grind it down into this big bucket. Here's the trick, though. This is heavy. This top part is heavy. So when this goes in there, it feels like you're pushing against something. If you just slightly lift up on that, see how that lifts up? Then this will slide out easier. Okay, so when you try to push it in there, it feels tough. And I don't know if you can see down here, there's like a little, let me pull that out. See, there's like a little yes and no. Yes means that is all the way in, and no means it's not. So it's just easier if you lift this up a little bit before you put it in there. Now, your wheat will go in the top. It grinds, or it mills through into this bucket. And this bucket, here's a couple of tricks. This bucket, I just have to take this off and tap it out. It'll catch like really fine powder. It only has one filter that's super easy to clean, and you just keep it in there. And it's a great big bucket. And if you want to make it easier to put this top on, if you take a little cornstarch and put it around there, it will go on a little bit better, because it is tight fitting. It needs to be tight fitting because it's got all that flour going through there. So, see, I'm going to lift this up and slide that all the way in. See how nice that is? If you don't do that, it's like you really have to push hard, but just lift it up, boom, and it goes right in. There we go. Now I've got to line it up. There we are. So super simple, but you'll take your wheat like this. These are your wheat berries. And you can fill this up. And there's other kinds of things that you can grind with it, not just wheat berries. I've done cornmeal from popcorn. You don't want to use your home dehydrated corn because it's got too much sugar in it. It gets a little bit pasty. So you want to use popcorn. You can just get popcorn and grind that. But then this is a little bit left over of some of the flour that I ground from the wheat, from those wheat. And you can see right there how nice that flour is. And I like it because I can feel when I first grind it that it's a little bit warm, but it's not hot. It's certainly a lot cooler than it would be if it was a grinder. So there's that. I love this mill. I'm glad you asked me about this mill because I haven't talked about it in a long, long time. But this is a wonderful thing if you want to start grinding your own wheat or you're considering having a mill. Check it out. I really like it. I've had it for a long time. And I like that it's an impact mill instead of a grinder. And I like that I can just leave wheat up there and I can just turn it off in the middle of a grind and then start it up next time I need it. And it's okay for wheat just to be left up there because wheat is like it'll last forever. So there's that. So if you have any more questions, just message me and I'll be happy to talk to you about my NutriMill wheat mill. So there you have it. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in my next video.